The Kansas City Chiefs may have a massive issue that nobody else is talking about. Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down one issue that I saw in the Chiefs' 27-20 win over the Las Vegas Raiders. So, Chiefs Kingdom, we have been pleading for Brett Veach to make a trade for a wide receiver, and he answered our prayers. He traded a conditional fourth-round draft pick to the Tennessee Titans to acquire one of the best wide receivers of the past decade in DeAndre Hopkins, and in his first game, he looked all right. He had a couple catches for 29 yards, and while he didn't look like the explosive wide receiver that we've seen in the past, it's his first week. He got traded midweek, and so it's going to take him a couple weeks to get ingrained in this Chiefs offense. But that's not why I made this video. There's something that's much bigger on my mind. The Chiefs have a massive hole at the cornerback position. You know, you had a guy in Jaylen Watson who earned the number 2 cornerback job out of training camp, being the opposite to Trent McDuffie, who's an all-pro, but he got hurt last week against the 49ers, and it was apparent that the Chiefs had no answer for replacing his production against the Raiders. The Raiders do not have a very good offense. Gardner Minshew is not anybody that scares any defense in the NFL, but he did target that number 2 cornerback position, and he kind of exposed us a little bit on Sunday. Now, the Chiefs kind of did a cornerback by committee thing. They went with Najee Johnson, they went with Joshua Williams, and Chris Roland Wallace. And Chris Roland Wallace had that interception last week against the 49ers, but before that play, I'd never heard of him. So clearly there was kind of a, talent differential between, the number 2 cornerback in Jaylen Watson before he got hurt, and then Chris Roland Wallace, and for good reason. I mean, you don't always have guys, play, the position the same, and Jaylen Watson turned into a really good cornerback over the past couple seasons, and so I absolutely thought that his loss was going to, be a big deal for the team, but I didn't think it was going to be this big of a deal. You saw in this game against the Raiders, Gardner Minshew really targeted us, and you saw Najee Johnson really struggle. The guy that I'm really targeting in this video, for lack of a better term, Joshua Williams. Joshua Williams was piss poor in this game. He had multiple penalties that were just uncostly. He got targeted multiple times, and he had no answer to stop, whatever receiver he was going up against, whether it was Trey Tucker, whether it was Brock Bowers who got switched onto him. He really struggled. And so it kind of had me thinking, are the Chiefs okay with the current cornerbacks on their roster? Do they need to go out and make a trade for another cornerback? Because listen, Jaylen Watson broke his ankle. He is not coming back anytime soon. And so you might need to go out and make a trade for another cornerback to give somebody, a shot outside of Trent McDuffie. Because I like Najee Johnson, but he left the game with a concussion. Joshua Williams, I think, you're not really going to see anything magical from him. He's just been a rotational cornerback 3. And so the talent isn't there. And I think that they were really hoping that Jaylen Watson could stay healthy and, play productive snaps for this defense. And I want to give the benefit of the doubt to this, Chiefs coaching staff, and specifically Dave Merritt, who's done a fantastic job of coaching up this defense, and specifically the DBs, because we've seen Trent McDuffie turn into an all-pro. L'Jarius Sneed was one of the best cornerbacks in football last year, and we've seen guys like Charvarius Ward in the past really turn their game from being kind of a mediocre player to one of the best in the NFL. And so you got to give the Chiefs coaching staff a lot of credit, but at a certain point, you got to give him something to work with. And Jaylen Watson kind of was that guy to work with, turning into, he was a late round draft pick, and he made the team, and, he's really developed very nicely. There was a couple years ago, he was playing major snaps in an AFC championship game, that one against the Bengals that they were able to win. And Joshua Williams actually had a pick in that game, but I don't think that you can rely on Joshua Williams for the rest of the season. And Najee Johnson could be out this week with a concussion. So who is going to be cornerback 2 on this team? There's a couple options out there via trade that maybe the Chiefs take a look at. You got Jaycee Horn from the Carolina Panthers. He is young, and I'm not really sure if the Panthers would trade him because they're bad, but Jaycee Horn has been a really good corner in the league, and corners are, good corners especially, they're hard to come by. And so even though the Panthers suck, they might not trade him. You got guys like Greg Newsome II and Jonathan Jones. Those guys aren't as high up on my list as Jaycee Horn. I wouldn't hate it, but I do think that you've got to find some way to go out and trade for a cornerback, because do you feel confident with Joshua Williams lining up against a team's number 2 wide receiver? I think today was a perfect example that no, he's not capable of doing that. And so maybe they need to go out and trade for somebody to give this cornerback room more talent. Welcome to the Rice Real Estate Group, Kansas City's premier partner in real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, you'll receive a tailored experience designed just for you. Specializing in residential, commercial, and investment properties, the dedicated team over at the Rice Real Estate Group helps guide you through every transaction, including navigating those short, complex sales. With a commitment to personal one-on-one service, they will ensure that you are supported every step of the way. You can achieve your goals with expertise, care, and a customized approach that truly makes a difference. Ready to make your next move? The Rice Real Estate Group is here to make it happen. For more information, call 816-819-9333. I know that the Chiefs coaching staff could turn, Najee Johnson or Joshua Williams into a reliable cornerback 2, and they can kind of platoon system it, but I really would like to see them maybe make a trade for a cornerback to just give the room some more stability, because one more injury and you're screwed. And I don't think that Chris Roland Wallace is going to be the guy to, turn this position around and be a solid cornerback 2 on this team. So, Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. Do you think the Chiefs need to make a trade for a number 2 cornerback, or do you think they're okay? Listen, before all the injuries to Jalen Watson, I would have said, yeah, they're okay. Like, Jalen Watson is a perfectly capable cornerback 2, but I think that since he got hurt, you're really exposed at that position. You're really thin, and it might be in Brett Veach's best interest to go out and make a trade for another cornerback. So Chiefs Kingdom, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe for more Chiefs content. I've been pushing stuff out each and every single day. I'm trying to get 2 videos out a day for you guys. So if you enjoy it, hit that like button and subscribe. It is the best way to help me out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Go check me out on social medias, Instagram and TikTok, KC_Sports Report, and Twitter at KC Sports Report. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and go Chiefs.